Greetings, endurance race enjoyers, and this is it. Welcome to Road Atlanta, everyone. Well, at least I'll be watching the race live on YouTube. Unlike WC, where I had to look elsewhere to watch it since it was on no TV network. Seriously, just stream the race live and everyone will watch the WC races. But anyways, this year's Petit Le Mans begins with Blomqvist jumping to the lead in the GTP field, aka hypercars. And I gotta be honest here, once I found out that they pretty much removed the hypercar class in the Chevrolet Grand Prix, that's my local Canadian race in IMSA at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, I was pretty much upset, and I get why they had to do it so it can cut down costs and probably try to have a much smaller field so that they don't have to pay expenses, but the main draw to an IMSA race is the freaking hypercar class, the GTP class. Like, I go to an IMSA race to see those things and take pictures of them. I mean, look at American Le Mans. Yeah, that's the poster I got from the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park race when I was 10 years old. You see, they have all four classes there, and yet, in modern time, the track doesn't have enough money to have the hypercar class run anymore, so that kind of sucks. I'll do a full rant about it sometime because it is a can of worms. And I just can't stand the fact that Canadian Tire Motorsport Park doesn't have enough money to run the hypercar class. That's why I think Villeneuve should have an IMSA round or WEC round, but IMSA would be better. And it would definitely make up for the lack of the hypercar class in CTMP. I actually make people want to watch a race at Villeneuve because that race has the hypercars and the Chevrolet Grand Prix does not. Anyways. And the race gets yellow flagged as chaos goes on in the GTD field. One of the Astons got taken out. Even worse is the fact that one of the Ferrari drivers got taken out. Dang it! Even the Dex Engineering Huracan had to get towed. Because it's an endurance race, I'll only focus on the moments that are worth talking about. Anyways, the race restarts with Blomqvist continuing to lead in the GTP field. Aitken is right on his tail. Another full course yellow came out for debris. Can we please get the race started already? Several drivers come down to pit road during yellow. Anyways, the race restarts again with Felipe Nasser and Aitken battling for second in the GTP field. Blomqvist continues to lead, and McIntosh gets a penalty thrown at him. Dang it! The number 57 car of Windward Racing also retired rather early. An hour in, and the Dex Lamborghini is back in the race. Yes! Holy crapper, with 8 hours and 41 minutes to go, Ross Gunn in the Aston Martin Valkyrie gets past Felipe Nasser for third in the GTP field. Wayne Taylor Racing in the blue Cadillac and the number 7 Porsche Penske 963 make their pit stops. Ross Gunn also makes his pit stop. The number 52 LMP2 gets into the Michelin barrier and Mike Cosiello. As expected, the yellow comes out for the goofy incident. We also get our pit stops and driver changes during the full course yellow. The race restarts with Blomqvist and the number 60 Acura GTP continuing to lead. The number 93 Acura has transmission issues. Meanwhile, in the GTD field, the number 80 Lone Star Racing Mercedes AMG GT loses the wheel and another full course yellow comes out. It also bounced onto the Dex Imaging Lamborghini. But anyways, the race restarts with Blomqvist and Aitken battling for the lead. And Jordan Taylor manages to get past Felipe Nasser. Holy crapper! Aitken and Blomqvist get caught in lap traffic, and Aitken manages to get past him for the overall lead. Ah, crap. The number 04 CrowdStrike LP2 gets penalized for a yellow flag incident. Another LP2 entry gets into the grass, and the number 43 TDS LP2 is under investigation. Two LMP2 cars come down to pit road to make their pit stops. Heinrich is also currently leading the GTD Pro field, as is Koch in the GTD field. Yeah, there's literally no difference between the GTD and GTD Pro cars. I'm sure some IMSA guys will try to explain the difference, but to me, there's no difference. And they both fall under the same BOP category. Yeah, the GTD Pro should just get replaced by the purpose-built GTS class in my opinion. And the class would be kind of similar to the Class 1 DTM cars, except based on more common production cars. It would kind of be like NASCAR and the GT cars had a baby. And like the DTM cars before they went to GT3 classes, they also have DRS. Although they could also be similar to the Super GT GT500 cars. Yeah, I just think that GTD Pro is kind of redundant and should be replaced with a purpose-built GT class which has purpose-built chassis. But to cut costs, each car has to have a production engine. But it has to be from the manufacturer itself. It can't be from other manufacturers. It has to be directly from the manufacturer. So I might explain this in another video. Goldberg, who was leading in the LMP2 field, made his pit stop. Korea gets into the wall, or Korea, or however you want to pronounce it, and is thankfully safe, but his car sustained damage and needs to go into the pits. One of the Lamborghini GTPs got involved with one of the LMP2s. The blue Wayne Taylor Racing Cadillac goes into the pits. OM gosh, a full course yellow had to come out as the number 8 LMP2 sustained so much damage that the driver couldn't even see her. Good lord, just please get a tow truck and tow him into the garage. His car is beyond saving at this point, which is pretty bad. His car isn't even operational enough to get to the pits on its own. We also see that one of the GTD cars gets taken out and it's one of the Ferraris. I hate it when that happens. Even worse is the fact that two drivers get penalized. Jaminet in the number 6 Porsche Penske 963 is now in the lead. Several drivers come down to pit road during caution, and just like before, each class pits in separately. Yeah, expect to see this in multi-class racing. It's not like NASCAR where every driver usually pits the same if it's a race like Portland. This is a multi-class race. Bamber in the Whelen Cadillac pits in, and they've just taken a huge gamble. But anyways, the race restarts with Jaminet in the number 6 Porsche Penske 963 and Brown in the number 60 Acura GTP battling for the lead. LaCourte in the number 04 CrowdStrike LP2 decided to come down to pit road as one of the wheels start to give up, and he gets penalized for going too fast on pit road. I thought this was a NASCAR issue, but no, we have it in IMSA too. Please slow down, guys. You should never try to race on pit road. Yeah, you can have races on pit road. The pit crews can be faster, while they can have a really good pit stop and try to beat you on pit road, but stop with the speeding. There's no reason why you should speed on pit road. I hate it when that happens. Meanwhile, in the GTD Pro field, which is the redundant class in my opinion, the two Corvettes battle Rajan in the red, white, and blue Ferrari 4 for Regan, or however you want to pronounce it. So far, not much is going on. This is a really long endurance race. I mean, this race is 10 hours long. Wow. This is one race that you have to be ready for, and rightfully so. It's gonna be a wild ride. And the CrowdStrike LP2 is out of the race. The number 43 LMP2 is in for repairs. Keep in mind, almost every LMP2 car is an Oreca 07, meaning that this class should be called the Oreca Cup. Yeah. Almost every car in the LMP2 class is an Oreca 07. Should be called the Oreca Cup. The number 77 LMP2 has tire issues and gets into the grass. He had to go to the pits. With 5 hours and 58 minutes to go, there's contact with the silver number 40 Cadillac and the yellow Porsche 963. That's the Penske Porsche 963. And Delatraz in the number 40 Cadillac. Also got penalized. Oh, come on! The local boys at Pfaff Motorsports get penalized for a refueling issue. Well, local to me as they are Canadian. And it really sucks for the Canadian team, by the way. even the LMP2, even the number 18 LMP2 car isn't safe from the penalties. Anyways, with 5 hours and 21 minutes left, Jaminet continues to lead. Jaminet starts getting caught up in lap traffic and has to hold off the number 60 Meyershank Acura GTP, driven by Brown. Hold up, Bamber is now in second, and Jaminet now has the Whelen Cadillac to deal with. Bamber and Jaminet are now neck and neck as the two get caught up in lap traffic. It's a battle of who can manage to get past lap cars much better. Jaminet comes down to pit road and just gave up the lead to Bamber. The number 25 RLL BMW GTP got penalized for running over equipment. Dang it! Bamber comes down to pit road and they begin the driver change. Mortara in the number 63 Lamborghini GTP is now in the lead. El Vanthor took the overall lead after Mortara and several other GTP drivers made their pit stops. Uh-oh. McLeera has engine issues, and he lost the lead in the LP2 class to Logan Sargent. Sargent comes down to pit road and gives up the lead to DeRista in the LMP2 class. Dang it! The number 9 of Pfaff Motorsports goes into the garage. I really wanted them to have a good day, because they're the local boys. Pfaff Motorsports isn't just any team, they're the local Canadian boys. And I wanted them to have a good day there. I didn't want them to win, I just wanted them to finish the race. And with 4 hours and 9 minutes to go, the race gets yellow flagged again as the number 96 BMW of Turn Motorsports got involved with another driver running in the GTD class. Every driver running in the GTP class all decided to make their pit stops under yellow, and the GT classes are next to join in. During the live broadcast, we even get a pumpkin with the Czech engine light icon carved onto it. Oh, that's hilarious. Even the LMP2 cars pit in. Anyways, the race restarts with D. Vanfor and Vesti battling for the lead. Scott Dixon, yeah, that's that Scott Dixon, who is as elusive as Shane Van Gisbergen, because, yeah, both boys are from Auckland, New Zealand, and never show up when the people want them to, because someone actually wanted to beat Shane Van Gisbergen when he went to the Trackhouse shop, but SVG's nowhere in sight. Yeah, it's something they share in common. I guess Auckland New Zealanders aren't partial to live appearances and autographs after doing the autograph session. I don't know. In number 60, Acura GTP just got past the number 23 Aston Martin Valkyrie for 4th. Not even the other Vanfor brother was able to get past Vesti in the number 31 Whelen Cadillac GTP. I just hope that one driver gets past the Caddy, because if you haven't known already, that Whelen Cadillac isn't just any team. That team was also owned by the founders, well, the CEO of IMSA. Yeah, the same guy also owns NASCAR. And people don't like it when the races usually play into their favor. It's kind of like Penske competing in the IndyCar series, but at least Penske was a team before Penske bought the IndyCar series. That's a whole other can of worms. Meanwhile, in the GTD Pro field, we have a battle for second between the number 81 Dragon Speed Ferrari and Kirkwood in the number 14 Lexus. Kirkwood just got past the Dragon Speed Ferrari for second. Holy crapper! This will certainly change the outcome of the GTD Pro Championship. In the GTP field, Vesti now has a 1-point-second lead gap. With 3 hours and 13 minutes left on the clock, both Vanfor brothers bow for second. And the number 25 RLL BMW GTP gets a try-for penalty. Dang it! Oh no. The number 81 Dragon Speed Ferrari got penalized, and this means that they could lose the GTD Pro Championship. They also lost control, but no yellow has been thrown. The number 78 Huracan is now out of the race. Rexy, aka the number 77 Porsche, got into the grass and just destroyed the rear clip. Now, we see the rear skeleton of the Porsche. Just be glad that the car is fine even with the damage. That's how resilient Porsches are. You can't really kill a Porsche unless if you do some major abuse to it. They also get involved with the CrowdStrike LMP2. Because of that, the driver of the number 04 CrowdStrike LMP2 got a penalty handed to him. Rexy, aka the number 77 Porsche, came down to pit road. Smoke also comes out of the number 7 Penske Porsche. Well, steam. Seems to be a fact with the Penske Porsches. With 2 hours to go, we get our pit stops and driver changes. Aitken in the number 31 Cadillac is still leading. There is contact with the number 73 Pratt Miller LMP2 and Logan Sargent in number 53 LMP2. One of the rear brake lights of the Aston Martin Valkyrie stops working. Oh, Aston. Yeah, the cars sometimes have faults. A lot of faults, but they look so good. Yeah, they're really good looking cars and marvels of engineering. The number 78 car is out of the race. The number 6 Penske Porsche tries to come closer to the number 31 Whelen Cadillac, but isn't able to do so. Second time's a charm, and the battle's on. The top 3 also have to pit in. It's Porsche versus Cadillac. Come on, Campbell, get past that caddy. Yeah, like I said, that team is owned by the CEO of IMSA. Katzberg and Harper also battle for the lead in the GTD Pro class. Katzberg does a great job at holding off Harper in the BMW. The Aston Martin Valkyrie pits in. Harper and Katzberg are still at it in the GTD Pro class. The Penske Porsche 963 comes down to pit road and the Caddy will be next to come in. Told you so, the Whelen Cadillac comes in next. Grosjean in the Lamborghini GTP pits in, and a bit of fire emits while he makes his pit stop. Pierre Guidi is leading in the GTD class. With 11 minutes to go, Bamber and Grosjean battle for the lead. With 1 minute to go, Bamber still leads. And just like that, Earl Bamber manages to win, even though I wanted Aston to win the GTP class. That's Aston Martin, by the way. Or at least have Meyer-Shank Racing win GTP, because if you haven't known already, well, like I said, that Whelen Cadillac is owned by the CEO of NASCAR himself. Kind of a conflict of interest, if you ask me. However, it does make up for it with having a Ferrari win the GTD class and having Chevrolet win the GTD Pro Championship despite not winning the race. The race gets a 9 out of 10 as it was much better to watch than the Xfinity Series race at Las Vegas, and that race had a bushwhacker Eric Almirola win it. And had a lot of excitement. But in the end, it's another win that the Whelen Cadillac team had to add to their collection. Unlike NASCAR, it's not all about the top class. Other moments in the lower class can define it. Anyway, so I'm going to sign off, and this race sure was a handful. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just in case you haven't already done so. Catch you guys next time, and peace out.